Well, g'day everybody and welcome back to the Hardball Gets AFL show. This podcast is brought to you by the Mazda BT50. You do ute. Today on the show, it's the 2-minute warning out of round 21. If you haven't subscribed, please do that wherever you listen to your podcast. Leave us a rating, leave us a review and tell your mates. And it's not too late to get your entries in for week 1 of the BHP Streamer Screamer. Entries close 5 p.m. Tuesday for the first round of weekly prizes of a $100 Gym Kids sports voucher. Winners will be announced on 7 News Perth by Josh Kennedy on Wednesday night. And if you don't get in before that deadline, you can always get in for week 2 with $5,000 on the line for the major prize winner and $1,000 for your local club. All right, let's get stuck in. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name's Nick Rynne, joined by just Xavier Ellis today. Ryan Daniels is bailed on us.
Yeah, he's gone. Luke Shuey announcement happening very soon, so he's gone and joined that army.
Yeah, he's just decided. He was still sitting at his desk as I walked past, so yeah. I'm not sure what his schedule was.
Is he still there?
I think he was still there. I'm sure that was the back of his head I saw.
Why does he need to be there?
Oh, yeah, he's just a big dog, likes to roll out for the big ones.
His mates like me just chill out. Yeah. No need to be there.
No. You got to be front and center.
You got to be seen.
It's like that. Whenever there's like a major, I was going to say Gill, it's going to be a deal presser going forward. But you always then see like Caroline Wilson and Mark Robinson in the front row. Yeah. So the one presser they go to a year. So I thought it'd be bigger than this. When he pulled up and you said, big story brewing.
Oh, no.
I thought there might be like something
No. I was taking the piss.
Yeah. When did you find out?
So when did I find out? No, like today.
Yeah.
I had a good chat with him last Friday.
Yep.
Maybe. And yeah, no, it was still up in the air. I think most people, like in my opinion, stay on a list as long as you can. Because there's not a day you won't miss it. There's nothing.
Long time retired.
Nothing can, and you don't see it in real life, like in real time. Nothing replaces the camaraderie you have with your mates. The bond, the team, just that environment. You don't get that.
You got to pay for massages and stuff.
But like you're working here at Streamer. Mm. How tight's the team at Streamer?
We got a good team at Streamer. Yeah,
good team, but you're not.
But not footy tight.
And you don't ever get that again. Yeah, the only time you really get it is your family. And all that even busts up. So Em hates me, but apart from I feel like it's tight.
Yeah.
So I was of the opinion, if the club says yay,
yep, stay around.
But then I've sat on it and gone, his decision's right. Like there's no doubt, I don't think that it's the right decision. The club were happy for you to go on, from what I believe. So, what's the point if he feels as though, and just referring to, my last few years, I did 3 years in rehab.
Yeah.
You don't miss rehab. In your mind, you feel like, you're telling yourself how good's footy. You remember the glory days.
Yeah, yep.
Friday night footy and Saturday on the piss with the boys and having fun and yahooing. But realistically, Luke Shuey's probably going to be in rehab for a portion of it, isn't he?
Yeah, his body keeps breaking.
So I think it's the right decision. 247 games, outstanding contributor to, better than a contributor, he was just a superstar. I think he still retires, probably their best player.
Best player, what, like of this period?
On the list.
Oh, currently on the list, yeah.
How often do players retire when they're still the best player on the list?
Yeah, not often. I was thinking that says a little bit more about the list strategy.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Yeah. But hey, can I just quickly dive into...
what do you got?
So I've been DM'd. Now, Rynne says, I don't do retirement stuff.
Oh, it doesn't go early.
I don't do retirement.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a mate who has jumped in and gone, they've dived into the DMs. They've texted me, or DM'd me saying, Rhino has obviously had the longer tweet ready to go.
Yeah.
So not announcing it.
Oh, but he's no, yeah, okay.
But, so is the longer tweet straight up the announcement of Flex the Show that he knew without tweeting out of respect?
Sitting in his drafts folder.
So it's bang.
Yeah.
And then people go, so I don't know who went with it first. Say,
I think he went, I was
Nick
offline. I jumped
say
on
Nick Rynne went with it first. You would just go with, Blue Shuey announcing retirement
Retiring.
today.
Breaking.
And then
Hashtag
1
breaking.
second
Turn
later,
around.
he goes with paragraphs.
Yeah. yeah.
It's a
All the
flex.
stats.
It's a flex, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. I think that's definitely a flex.
My mate's on to you.
I knew this was going on. I just chose not to tweet it. Out of respect.
And someone said, it's a flex while still doing the respect thing that he's running. Compared to Tom Brown's buddy retirement when he tagged at 7. Now, that was just game on.
None of that. Rhino's done the secret tags of all the 7 sport managing directors and everything over there with their job open, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I had some feedback on the DMs as well about Xavier Richards, funnily enough. His last known location. We weren't sure what happened to Xavier. So he's playing for Bairnsdale near his hometown of Lakes Entrance.
He's not from Bairnsdale.
Says maybe he's near your hometown of Lakes Entrance, but he's playing for Bairnsdale.
Yeah, right. Bairnsdale's not a bad footy team.
Blake says, yeah. So Lockie Jones let us know. He's played against him the other week, playing under Logan Austin and with Tom Mitchell's brother.
Yeah, Tom Mitchell's brother had 50 down there.
Yeah, well, there you go.
He's
right. He's gone to your territory, mate. That's where he ended up.
So Bairnsdale used to be much bigger than our team, but we used to smash them all the time.
Yeah, sure.
Nah, Bairnsdale, they're good. They're in the Gippsland Footy League, so a different league to my little league. But
what was your league?
East Gippsland.
Oh, okay.
Wyong, Lindeno, Lucknow, Orbos, Snowy Rovers,
all the tourism
Lakes
hotspots.
Entrance. Lakes Entrance through its hotspot.
Is it?
Oh,
Is it very
shit,
nice?
yeah. Oh, mate.
It's better when you have
hang on. 1 sec. Hey, Boots, how are you?
Hang on.
You're on a podcast, mate. I've got to go. I'll ring you in a minute.
All right. I thought I was a special guest.
You are. You're announcing retirement on the Hardball Gets podcast, mate. Congratulations.
I'm letting you know I'm coming back for one more. It's all a bit of hoo-ha.
Good on you, mate. I'll buzz you after. See you, mate. Now, how do you like that for a bit of live interaction?
Look at this. This is going to be a new segment. This is a couple of weeks in a row you've had some kind of live call-in or a text conversation.
That's on his announcement. He's ringing me.
Wowee.
That's a video. Let's wrap it. Bye-bye.
See you later. It's been a hard No. So we have decided with Rhino bailing on us very last minute.
Yeah.
Not knowing that the exclusives were dropping right here in the studio.
Rhino sniffing ass at the
He's
presser.
out there.
We're speaking to Shuey directly one-on-one in here.
Trying to get a one-on-one quote, something a little bit different, and here we go, bang.
Oh.
So we have decided it's going to be probably closer to the 90-second warning, given we both picked up 6 teams we haven't prepared for.
And I've been at Pilates.
Yes, it's very Pilates boys.
Mate, I actually thoroughly enjoy it. Like,
it's great.
I haven't done it for 10 years. The lady who took me through it, great. But then also, like, in terms of like a 4-year-old daughter in the same area. Like, so you're not standing there like up, down, dog, awkward.
Yeah.
Like, the chit-chat's
You can
fine.
still have a bit
I
of
bloody
chat.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
It's good. I'm telling you, I'm a big fan of Pilates.
Yeah.
Pace Pilates, Claremont.
All right.
She gave me free socks the other week. So I
Pilates,
got to give her another plug.
Pilates Lab, Scarborough.
All right. So we've also, producer Josh has, given Rhino's absence, has provided us with a bit of Robot Rhino.
Yeah.
For a bit of feedback.
Just throw it in there. Just throw it
Yes,
in.
I agree. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a very Paul Fitzpatrick-like, but we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We don't have, given that Rhino also had the order.
We don't have a
ready to
special
go,
order
We don't
either.
have a special order. So do you want to roll with, what do you want to roll with?
What about Rising Star favourite order?
Let's do it.
All right, starting with Harry Sheasel as the number 1 favourite for the Rising Star. I have North Melbourne.
Okay.
Now, we have praised them a little bit in the past. Now, my notes have also been taken too. So,
What? There is a
no, so I know what I'm
note.
talking about. So,
Okay.
you look at the players that they've drafted recently, Sheasel, Wardlaw, not recently, but LDU, you think nailed.
Yep.
Let's go through some of the players that have come from another club, okay? So the recycled or the free agents they've gone after, and tell me what you think of them as players.
Okay. I think it's going to be bad.
Jaden Stevenson.
Meh. Yeah.
Just a meh.
Meh. Hasn't hit the heights of his first year.
Aiden Core.
Meh.
Meh. Then we go towards Darcy Tucker,
Meh.
Liam Shields. Different reason.
Different
but yeah,
reasons,
different reason.
but also like in terms of the full market, meh.
Yeah, Daniel Howe,
Yeah, not even there.
Aiden Boner,
Yeah, I liked him coming in, but yeah, meh.
Lockie Young,
He's been okay.
Meh.
He's serviceable, but meh.
Greenwood,
He had good patches
Meh.
for him, but meh.
Meh. Griffin Logue.
Also, I hate Greenwood ruined my TV career, so he gets taken down a few pegs.
Griffin Logue.
Meh.
So that's all players from number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 on the list are all those recycled. Coleman Jones, they gave up first-round draft picks
that's
for.
it for a very meh
Has
result.
done absolutely bugger all. And then you just got a couple more down the bottom. Aaron Hall is another one who's retiring, served a purpose, but not really groundbreaking.
Ben Cunnington today, he announced it.
Oh, did he really?
He called it.
But
Yeah.
there you go. That is the free agent they brought into the club.
So the drafting's on track, but the list management's not great.
Yes.
But it's also who's going to come.
Well, you don't fill it with
Meh.
there.
Who's on that?
Of course, then we got to go to Brisbane with Will Ashcroft still second favourite.
Brisbane, so that's actually me. So I obviously got the job done on the weekend despite probably, in a rough spot for a team which is up the top of the ladder. One guy who's really disappointed me this year on reflection, I expected to see, not that he's been bad, but he hasn't been better.
Yeah.
Zach Bailey.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I feel
There's
like
a
he's
few
really
like that.
plateaued.
Your
Yeah.
mate's like that as well.
Cam Rayner's had a couple of good moments, but
So we kept
just
saying in the
plateaued
comms
again.
box, Lockie Neal looked slow.
Yep.
Dunkley looked injured.
Yeah, what was
Zorko
Dunkley
was
doing?
in there as well. I was like, I reckon Fagan just needs to throw it all out and go Bailey, Rayner, just young and some some power and some speed. Because at the start, it was dead.
Yeah.
Like there was no excitement with it. Because, like for example, Bailey, who was out and then back in, he's had a couple of good games. But they are, I think, the barometers of that side.
Yeah, when they're up and they're the real X factor players, aren't they?
Link McCarthy,
McCarthy.
the two you just mentioned, Bailey and Rayner.
Yep.
I actually reckon they're a bit of the barometer because when they're doing their stuff half forward, then Charlie's whipping around. Yeah, they're obviously not. They're players 10, 12.
Yeah, but
That area.
when they pop, they can win games.
They can win your games, and I think that you're right. And that was just on the weekend. It just was glaring. The best four players on the ground were Fremantle players.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
St Kilda Football Club.
This was Rhino.
This is Rhino. All right, what do you think of St Kilda? They're obviously still around the mark. Last quarter, Steele, 0. Brad Crouch, 0 touches. So both went disposaless. Do we starting to see a bit of a shift in Jack Steele?
Do we need to, or are we starting?
Are we starting to see a slide?
A decline, yeah. We've seen a real decline.
Yeah, so then what does that mean for St Kilda in their midfield? Like, are they now, you go, that they've had a piece that they thought he's a star, and I've never thought he was a star, but
Yeah.
like a...
Well, even Ross didn't think he's a star. Didn't he pot him at the start?
Yeah, I like my captains.
Yeah.
What do you say? I like my
10 out of
commitment.
10s,
I
or-
like my captains at 10.
Yeah.
Something like that. I just think that if it's not injury, then there's a concern because their midfield is weak.
Yes.
Really weak.
They don't have, apart from Wangan. Well, we've talked about this so many times. The players you actually get excited about playing from. It's not a huge list.
Well,
is
Hunter
it?
Clark went back in the midfield on the weekend.
And he probably
and
needs to, but I don't know if
He
he's ever
reminds me
gonna
of a
get
Will
there.
Day.
Yeah, but
I reckon
he's
there's a lot of Will Day about him.
so much injury at the start, like your development
Will Day
delayed
as well,
3
though.
years.
Will Day's done that.
True. I like Clark.
Yeah, no, I like him. But Will Day's a star, I
Yeah,
think.
turning into a star.
Hunter Clark's not.
No.
Yet. But I reckon that's a path he can follow. But I just look at St Kilda and think, geez, what is going to happen at that footy club to get them up the ladder?
Yeah, it's a slog.
A slog. An
What do you
absolute
reckon, Rhino?
slog.
What does Rhino reckon about this one?
Rhino, what do you reckon?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
agrees.
fair enough.
He agrees.
Handled that one very well.
Fremantle Football Club, which I miss.
That's me. Is he what? Third, is that
Fourth
third or
favourite.
fourth?
Nah,
Fourth
so
favourite?
St Kilda, Mitch Owen. Sorry, I don't know if I see his name.
Mitch. Yeah, Mitch. They call
Yeah.
him Mitch. Michito.
Michito.
Mitch. So let's say, okay, I'm ready just to entertain, for entertainment's sake, the Darcy trade.
Yeah.
But it can't, picks don't mean much to them right now. Like if
To who?
they were to move a piece like Darcy, picks don't do it for Freo. They need play. When do
you reckon their window opens?
Well, in the next,
they're currently
within the next,
15th on the ladder.
yeah, but within the next 2 years, and unless it's like top 3 pick, like they've got Johnson, they've got Erasmus, those sort of guys coming through. I don't think picks are what are worth moving to Darcy for.
It depends what window they feel they're in.
Well, they feel they still are in the in the window.
So
coming
who's their
into the
forward?
window.
So Amiss is only in his second year.
Yeah, it's a miss Tracy and then
Yeah, so like
TBD.
well, Amiss is not taking you to a premiership.
No. Not
He would
next
not
year.
now. So, like, is he still 3 or 4 years away? If you think he's 4 years away from being a spearhead, top of the range forward.
Yeah, but they're thinking the midfield comes along quicker. You get a bit of wiggle room forward if your midfield's good enough. They haven't been good enough this year.
I disagree.
Well, you thinking Quinn Lynch was the full forward in the premiership side. Like,
Yeah.
he's okay.
If that had Judd,
Well, yeah, it's not
Cousins,
level that. Yes.
Kerr,
Yeah.
Cox, Embley, Chad Fletcher.
They had a few. All right, well, let's just entertain it. If you put Darcy on the table and you wanted players back,
Yeah, I don't know. So I think
there's not a
people
lot
think-
in Geelong.
People think the automatic it's Geelong because he's from.
Yeah, no, you could throw it out somewhere
I
else.
don't know if Geelong are in that. Can we just extend
Yeah, let's
for 2
extend that
seconds
one.
on this one?
Overtime.
So, like, Geelong might look at it and go, Hawkins is 35.
Would you do it?
Shit, we're not.
You've got a spare room?
No, I'm not saying Hawkins come over. But
I
they
thought you
might
meant
say,
just sort of throw him over.
No,
here.
but Geelong might say we need the picks. Like we haven't got a ruckman we love. He's a good player, but
Yeah. Well, they got that one coming. They got a big boy coming through, don't they?
what would for example
Think about who needs a ruck, but also who values a ruck.
I'm trying to. I can't think of a Geelong player that would be involved in a swap.
No, me either. I think maybe if you needed a bit more help through the middle, like a Tom Atkins, but I don't know.
It doesn't help.
They're
not enough.
No, not enough.
And I was going to say Stengel in the forward line, but you've got he's Geelong. Like his career found the right tracks at Cats.
Yeah,
so, like,
they're not
you're
going to move him on
not
after 2
moving him on.
years.
But you don't need him as well. Like, you've got small forwards.
Yeah, they probably when Walters retires eventually.
What
they'll
about
need help in there?
a Guthrie?
Yeah, but what Guthrie 31?
No, young Guthrie.
Zach Guthrie. Yeah, but again,
Pierce is
like
not
what
gonna
is
be
he
there.
as a key back? Yeah,
So I don't know. I think it's picks.
Yeah, but what a pick! I don't think picks up.
No, but maybe get the picks and turn into something else.
Yeah, potentially.
So off the back of the Fremantle side, we're going to go to GWS in Finn Callahan. Now, let's talk about Toby Green. Toby Green. Now, I wrote these down, so it'll take me 2 seconds to get them back up. Toby Green and the Brownlow. How many votes does Toby Green need to get to win a Brownlow, you reckon, this year?
Oh, the Brownlow's generally in the 30s, right?
Yeah, well, not it is lately, yeah.
Yeah.
So these are some of the games that Toby's played in wins. 20 and 4 goals. Probably
good.
think that's 3. Then you go to 24 and 3 goals, 2.
Yep.
Pretty good. Then you go to 22 and 4 goals.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Then you go to 20 and 4 goals. Then you go to 24, 3 goals, 2. Then you go to 16 goals, 4.
What?
16 just
Hello,
over 4,
I don't remember that
4
game.
goals. Then there's a 20 and 2 in there, which you don't really know. There's a 19 and 5, a 20 and 3 in there as well. And the Giants have now won, and they're all in wins.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
the games he hasn't really done a lot. They haven't won anyway, so they're not
Yeah,
getting
not
votes
getting
in
the
those
votes.
anyway. Toby
So
Green,
if he gets 3 for all of those, what's he on?
well, I counted 9 games. I obviously didn't do the cross comparison
Yeah.
with who else played well in
So
those
27.
games. But there's still 3 to go. They've won 11 games. If the Giants can, and I'm not, it's just part of the day cost theatre.
So he's also got 3 games to not get suspended.
Well, I couldn't believe he hasn't been suspended.
he's still
But how
eligible.
impressive are some of those
That's
games?
very impressive.
20 and multiples.
If they
in a
actually
lot of them.
take into account the goals.
They
for
have
once.
to.
I was just thinking, who's the last person to have a season like that? Probably Dusty. No, not
Dusty
even
wouldn't have
that.
kicked too many
No.
4s and 5s. Wouldn't have thought.
Jesus,
But Dusty in Brownlow year was stat Dusty.
Oh,
He
true,
found a lot
yeah,
of pill.
He went through the middle too.
Righto, here we go. Moving along. Let's go to Adelaide with Michelini.
Michael Lenny.
All right, who am I? Well, firstly, let's just say I don't want to stop overcomplicating football, coaches.
Yeah.
Stop overcomplicating football. What did Matt Crouch do again on the weekend?
He just got a bunch of the pill.
It had 31 touches
Yeah.
again. Oh, but he didn't do this. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? I want to highlight a guy who I reckon is forecasting towards All-Australian. Not this year,
Okay.
but one I want to put in the back pocket.
All right.
He had 31 touches on the weekend for Adelaide. He's only 191 centimetres for the Crows. Formerly drafted a rookie out of Brisbane Lions from Adelaide to Brisbane, back to Adelaide. Mitch Hinge.
That's right. We talked about him a few weeks ago.
Mate, he had a great year. This is his last 5 games. 7 games. 23 disposals, 26, 27, 25, 22, 17, shocker. 31.
Mate.
That's Mitch Hinge.
Yeah.
He's 25.
I could see next year's All-Australian team. I know we get a Crows love on, but next year's
we need Rhino in here just to ask for some clarification.
Well, can you clarify what that means?
Yeah.
I think next year's. I could see like 6 Adelaide players in the All-Australian team.
Yeah, we're off our heads though.
We are completely off our heads.
Because I can also see
Taylor Walker,
I
Isaac
can also
Rankin,
see it ending
Jordan
badly.
Dawson.
Walker too old, Laird too slow, Dawson injured.
They figure out the mix.
Rochelle, what did Rochelle do? Punching people.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mitch Hinge some love. And please stop overcomplicating it, coaches. I'm going to start calling him out too.
Just
when they
so
do
just
overcomplicate
play
it.
Matt Crouch.
Yeah.
Play him in the guts.
Play him.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting I'm in charge of this.
I'm telling you, this is I've said it wrong. That's a tough gig.
Gold Coast, Bailey Humphries. I've got Gold Coast.
You have Gold Coast.
Gee, it's a hard read on the Gold Coast, isn't it? Now, this is their last since round 12. Have a look at this. Damien Harvey's going to put his hand up, but Christ, it's going to be hard. So, round 12, they won by 25 points over Adelaide.
Yep.
Great. They then lost by 59 points to Carlton.
Yep.
They then beat Hawthorn by 67.
Yep.
They then lost by 78 to Collingwood.
Yep.
They then lost by 33 to Port Adelaide. They then won by 26 against St Kilda. They then lost by 40 to the Giants. They then won by 40 over the Lions. They then lost by 28 to the Crows. What in the hell is happening?
So it's okay. Consistency is an issue,
Consistency is a massive issue.
but at least it shows you there's something to play with, right?
But it also shows you like what is happening.
Yeah, it's a mental. It's going to be mental, right?
Mate, I don't know. But if you're going it wasn't like, gee whiz, they lost that arm wrestle.
No, yeah,
It's
one
Arthur
or the
or
other.
Martha.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I was looking at it. Like, what are you selling to Damien Harvey and Positano?
you just don't show them the away games.
Yeah.
Just every second. Just watch every second, don't
Oh, they're sitting there sipping a wine at Mama's house, whatever that was called in Positano.
Well, it's a place. Good.
That was where, funnily enough, we were joined by
Oh, this is Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly and Bont.
That's right.
Two absolute megastars. Never met either of them.
I think you probably could have formed a club. I reckon he was unlucky on that Norm Smith in 2016.
Bont, nah, not a hard unlucky though.
Not a 2008 unlucky. Maybe a rung below.
All right, back to me again. You watched that. Tom Boyd was pretty bloody good. Melbourne Footy Club.
Yeah, on the day watching it live, I thought Tom Boyd's 3 votes.
Well, just because he took over.
Big moments.
Van Rooyen, Melbourne Football Club. Here's another one. Coaches, don't overcomplicate it.
Okay.
Guess what you found recently with
These are
Angus?
all you've actually got these on your list too. I'm amazed. I've only run into one rhino so far.
Yeah, I know, which is going to make it really dour at the end.
Yeah.
Let's not overcomplicate it with a bloke that's finished 3rd in the Brownlow. Angus Brayshaw. He stood up since Clary's absence.
Yep.
And sometimes we can hide him on the back flank or whatever. His start to the season or on the wing. Start of the season, he had games in there, 19, 17, 12 disposals, 15 disposals. Couple a bit quieter. Goody. Yeah, Clary's coming back. Clary's your star. Clary plays midfield. I get it. But if you've got to knock a couple of those young blokes out of the way to leave 37 touches, 22 touches, 26 touches, 29 touches, 25, 25, 25.
Do it.
Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
What do we expect from Clary? I reckon the Melbourne Footy
When is he
Club
back?
this week, apparently.
He is back this week.
I think they are the only club really that's got an ace up their sleeve to pull out.
Yeah, everyone else is losing soldiers.
Well, losing, but also they had enough time with them at full strength.
Yeah.
Clary's been out for 8 weeks.
We don't know what Melbourne are.
Now, what are they
properly yet.
with Hunter's firing the pill on the wing?
Yep.
Brayshaw's in good form.
But then Petty seemed to be their Mr. Fixers down.
Yeah, but Petty,
I know Petty's
don't get me
not-
wrong.
Yeah.
Petty, great. Like, not great. But they've got 8
Was great
Petties.
the other
They've got
week,
8 Petties.
They can find a Petty.
Which Petty they're going to choose? Don't overcomplicate it, Goody. Grundy's not your man.
Next soldier.
Don't overcomplicate it. He's
Oh.
not coming back.
Oh, yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they might think he's a forward. All right, off the back of Ruben Ginbey, West Coast Eagles.
West Coast is me. So just on the topic of friend of the podcast, Luke Shuey, just dropping in.
We've done enough West Coast with Boots going live with us.
We have. So I just wanted to go back to the 2008 draft. So he was pick 18 in that draft.
We actually had a group chat spinning with this
Did
before.
you?
Yeah.
So he was a priority, and I was like, oh, who would have taken if he wasn't a priority? But it was Melbourne, West Coast got priority, and the next 2 picks were Melbourne, West Coast. So he would have always been the same, regardless.
What was that?
So Melbourne and West Coast both had a priority pick
Yeah,
at the end
back
of the
end
first
draft,
round.
Yeah.
So I thought if they didn't take those priorities, who was next up? But it was Melbourne and West Coast.
Oh, right.
again
Yeah, no, so it
in
goes
another
at the
set.
end.
So they still take the same
So
people.
Melbourne and West Coast must have had 1 and 2.
They were they'd pick
And
1
then
and 2.
17,
and then
18.
17, 18,
9
19,
and
20.
20. Yeah.
So it would have been the same picks regardless.
I
So
saw
let-
Melbourne. They went with Sam Blease
They did go
just
Sam
before.
Blease, yeah.
I'm sure, yeah.
So let's go through the list and tell me who you would pick ahead of Shuey.
Okay.
So Jack Watts,
No.
Nick Nat,
No.
Stephen Hill,
No.
Hamish Hartlett,
Nah.
Michael Hurley,
Nah.
Chris Yarran.
Some good, consistent players in there.
Yeah, no, it's a solid
No,
draft.
no.
Daniel Rich,
Nah.
Ty Vickery,
Nah.
Jack Zeeble,
Nah.
Phil Davis,
Nah.
Steele Sidebottom. That one's the first real.
Yeah, that's a tosser.
We'll go line ball. Lewis Johnson, Sydney. He
Louis
had like
Johnson.
4 or 5
Nah.
Ricos?
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't know he went that high.
Yeah.
Tom Lynch, Adelaide.
No.
Ace Cordy.
No.
Mitch Brown, Geelong, Mitch Brown.
No.
Ryan Schoenmakers.
No.
Sam Blease.
No. But a lot of them are bloody
Like, is it solid-
200, 250 game players. Like Stephen Hill, you had to think about.
Yeah.
Stephen Hill's best was equal to Shuey's best.
They're
Like,
the ones you probably had to think about is Nick Nat, Stephen Hill, even Daniel
Rich,
Daniel
Michael Hurley was a very good player.
Michael Hurley was a very
gun.
good player.
Yeah, that's a good draft.
Jack Zeeble, yeah. These bloke's still going. I mean,
Yeah.
Zeeble's called it. Sidebottom's still going. And you go even further beyond that, and there's still a lot of really good players coming through.
Yeah.
We'll find the rest of the order and go through it.
That's good. Hey, Sheldrick from Sydney Swans.
Sydney Swans is Rhino.
Okay. No, all right, let's talk about Bud. Obviously
Yeah.
not playing anymore. Do you think he owes it to, and he doesn't owe anyone anything, do a lap of honour, do a goodbye at the SCG,
Yeah,
do
I
a
don't think so.
goodbye at Hawthorn, do a press conference, do any of that?
I'm really comfortable with him just like disappearing. Because I feel like that's
How many years? 19?
19 years.
If you haven't had
something
enough
like
Bud in 19 years,
that. Yeah. But he hasn't done a lot in a long time. Did he do a lot at Hawthorn? He must have
Media.
done bits and pieces.
not a great deal.
But then he's done pretty much nothing the last 4 or 5 years.
So what happened? Someone said he hates the media, and I was listening to Damien Barrett the other day. He says he hates the media, and he knows he gets it or whatever. Is it just because he was so big and he was just hounded all the time?
I think he was hounded all the time, and then he had a couple of those stints where he was injured, where there was a lot of questions being asked, hinting at like drug things a lot of the time, and people going for like low hanging fruit, trying to get
a little bit of the Clary Oliver stuff now.
little bit. Yeah. There's things thrown up like it has to be this, it has to be this. It's like I think I could see why he had a guts of it.
Yeah.
So he did a like a 1-on-1 thing with Jordan Lewis.
Did he before his 1,000th goal or something?
Maybe that year.
Yeah.
So he's done the pieces that he does occasionally are really good, but it's just like
Well, they do pin him after games a lot,
yeah,
and
because
he
that's the only
speaks.
time they get him.
but Dusty doesn't.
No, Dusty seems to they're running interference on Dusty.
Yeah, it's great.
He speaks when he needs to, but I'm also happy with him sailing off to the sunset.
Okay, so Wardlaw we've done, Jasper Fletcher we've done, Hawthorn with Josh Weddle, who I think is going to be a very, very good
Josh
player.
Weddle's in there too. Well, how far down the list are we? We're a
Right.
fair way.
Yeah.
Hawthorn, hello.
Have you got Hawthorn?
No, Ryan.
Oh, right, Hawthorn. Okay, I'll give you a bit of Hawthorn love.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I thought you might.
So, how good? Here we go. Coaches, don't overcomplicate it.
Okay, part
Collingwood, here's your warning. James Sicily.
Yeah.
No player has a greater effect on a performance than James Sicily for their own team.
He kind of, I think you're quite right.
Don't be too proud.
Yeah.
Don't be too proud to say to little McCleary.
Sit on him.
Just sit on him. Don't be afraid to go to Brighton. You might check today's not your day. Just stop Sicily.
Yeah.
Alternatively, Sam Mitchell. Don't give me this garbage, Mitch, about it's a head screw doing the meetings and stuff. Get Finn McGuinness. You've been finned. Get him on their best play every week.
Yeah.
Mate, Josh Kelly, 7 touches or 6 touches. Dacos, 6 touches, 7 touches, whatever.
Yeah.
How bloody good. And he didn't do the centre bounces, not one.
But then ran up to him.
So I reckon...
Where'd he start?
Must have come from the forward. And they won the centre bounces 19-3.
So do you know what happened to his man? Or did they just go an extra man at stoppage?
I would
That was their
say
plan, right?
he came up. Newcomb had him at the stop centre bounces.
Yep.
Then a bit of a free for all and equalised forward. and
Yeah,
just
okay.
rotate that way.
So they both just have an extra kind of someone running.
Well, no,
around and
Hawthorne
stuff.
would equalise eventually.
Oh, okay, yeah,
so
right.
John Newcombe might have played that half forward role for a little bit, and then maybe Will Day might play it for a little bit.
Gotcha.
But I just thought, that's just easy stuff.
Just do it.
James Sicily is so good.
Yes.
I
Don't
just-
overcomplicate it.
I just beat my own swear word
You
there
did.
in my mouth. That was
yeah,
outstanding.
Amazing.
So James Sicily, it's just love. Let's go to Matt. No, we've done that. Ollie Hollins. Carlton.
Carlton. Oh, I was challenged. So someone also sent a DM challenging me to give Carlton a little bit of love this week because I've just traditionally not enjoyed
You're a
them.
hater.
I'm a bit of a Carlton hater.
Well, that's fair.
So they've never, and I've explained it before, all these people think of Carlton as, and they throw back to the 90s thinking of this big successful club. But I moved to WA in 98,
Yeah.
became aware of AFL. And they haven't, apart from a little bit at the start while I was still learning, they've never been good.
No, they've
They've
never
been
been
bad the whole time, or just sneaking into the 8 or something.
The only thing now, and I think I said it last week, is they're missing stars from their side.
Yes, but they're getting it done at the moment. Their run of form at the moment is
But
good.
I don't want Sam Walsh to come in, and I don't want Chera to come in, and I don't want Big Harry to come in. There's about 2 or 3 others, and think that they need to be the 30 possession player.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Just let what's happening keep happening.
Become foot soldiers a little bit.
Yeah.
Chera and Walsh are spectacular players, but maybe that's the too many cooks spoiling the broth or whatever.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. What's happening around? If you need to run around those wings, like Akers, for example.
Well, that was what he was doing all last year, and then
let
had a bit of
them
space.
just let them be them.
Yeah.
I find Carlton interesting because they're going to bring those stars back. They've had a fantastic run at it. Had a mate who
They'll play
backed them
finals.
to win the flag, I think, in
Oh.
the 40s.
Wow.
And then cashed out when he had $7 cash out, and then they went and won 8 games in a row or whatever it is. So he doesn't have that ticket anymore. All right, they're done. So now we've got to Now we're going to freestyle a little bit. Because we're done with the list, and I've done all my clubs.
All right. Well, I've still got done West Coast. I've done Fremantle, Essendon. What happened? Like, this was not a side that was a compete with West Coast side.
Oh, I've been out on Essendon for a long time.
But they're not this far out, I didn't think.
Oh,
Like
should read
that
some
was
of my group
shocking.
chats.
Okay, really?
Yeah. There's some
Hater.
Essendon supporters in there.
So I want to go through some of the stats that they won, right, on the weekend. So won the tackles 60 to 46. Won the contested possessions 132 to 97. They got 22 free kicks to 12. 52 hit-outs to 13.
They dominated the ruck, yeah.
39 clearances to 29.
Yeah.
And they just sneaked past the West Coast, the historically bad West Coast Eagles.
Oh, I don't like this. Have you got the marks stat there? What were the marks?
West Coast got a lot more marks.
So West Coast denied them the appeal a bit. I just find that it's not that good at it. Like,
Yeah.
apart from Merritt, he's the only one I like watching.
Yeah, they've got, well, what about Red Dog?
I love Red Dog as a competitor.
Yep.
But if I'm after a halfback like star, I'm like a Tom Stewart or something. He's not in that category.
yeah,
Like, it's the Red Dog.
He would have been if he went to Adelaide.
He's mad. I love the Red Dog, but he's not like he's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw today.
Langford's one of the most underrated players in the competition.
Yeah, what's he kicked? Will he be
He
40?
kicked 5 and more even. Kicked another 5 on the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell that's come from. But I don't know. Whatever magic they had going at the start of the year where things looked like it
Langford's
was
kicked
functioning.
45.
He's kicked 45
He's
goals.
going to end up with 50 odd.
My God.
It's great.
The Coleman, I can't remember what it was last year, but it looks like it'll be in the 70s this year, which is a good result. At least it's better in the 60s.
Oh, well, could be in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, Curno's on 68.
Yeah.
3 games to go.
True. What's Taylor Walker, and he's got a West Coast.
63, 5 behind.
Okay.
What was the game that Bud kicked 10 to steal the Coleman out of JK's hands?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There was one, I think Jonathan Brown did that to Matthew Pavlich too
Did he? Yeah.
back in the day. Kicked 10.
I remember
late in the
JK
season.
saying that he would have been the only person, one of the very few, like to win 3 Colemans in a row would have been.
Oh, right.
What I mean, back to back. Not many have got the back to backers up their sleeve. He might have been 2 or 3. Whatever the order was going to be, but it just
Buddy robbed him.
Bugger
How many
all.
Colemans did Bud win in the end? 3, 4?
4, I think.
right.
Yeah.
I'll just go quickly into Geelong. So, news around Patrick Dangerfield being approached about being on the AFL Commission while still playing. What is your general feeling about this? So, he's ahead of the AFLPA. He would step down from that.
Whatever Danger does, I'm probably a little bit blinded because think he's outstanding.
Yeah.
Like,
But is it? I don't know. Yeah,
there are, and I don't know what Danger speaks well.
Yeah.
He's always been super respectful. Started the competition. So if he's the top end of the player talent to be on the
commission.
fine. But like we're forgetting there's some people there who've already got law degrees, who've already they're heading towards medicine.
Yeah, but this is why I actually don't mind it having a voice. For
I don't
the
mind
players
it.
sitting
I
in the
don't mind it
commission.
at all. I'm sure he's probably the right person.
But again, then it comes down to like if they're in a CBA dispute with the Players Association, well, what's he like?
But also, I don't mind if as long as he sees and thinks different to it. Like Tom Murphy, I think I mentioned this podcast a few times in the leadership group with Frank.
That's right. You always needed someone
Hodge,
who saw
Mitchell.
things,
Brownlows and Norm Smiths and 300 game. You need someone to say your T-shirt's white and just argue for a little bit, just to see what comes of it. No point having a player on the board if they sit there intimidated by those big dogs.
No. Western Bulldogs. Well, it played like $1 million on
They can win the
Friday
grand
night.
final.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking, and this is what they do. They go on like a run.
Do you know who I think it's going to be? There's two players. It's on the shoulders
Or
of.
Bont. Or do you just know what Bont's going to do every
You know
week?
what Bont's
so
going to
yeah.
do.
Okay.
And also, like, Bont's probably the best player in the competition.
Yeah, I
but
think
come
he
grand
is.
final day, they're playing Melbourne. Clary Oliver's just as good. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, Christian Petrarca was
Petrarca's
just as good in that
good.
game.
But
Even though
so the head-to-headers,
yeah.
Jamara,
Yep. Love it.
massively on his shoulders.
Coming into his own.
Absolutely exciting prospect. How good.
Mm.
And Liam Jones in the fullback role.
Where's he? Is he
He's back.
back?
Yep. It doesn't get goals scored against him.
No.
He's those two. Trelaw's going to have 30. McRae can get 25. The Bailey Dales is an unbelievable halfback flanker. Caleb Daniel kicks it beautifully.
Norton's going to crash a few
you
packs,
know it
but
all.
Who knows what?
But the ceiling on Jamara,
Mm.
I think it's done off the back of obviously confidence, but the ability to get the contest more and more.
Yep.
He was getting too tired as a youngster, like every young player does.
Yeah.
It's elite. It's not elite yet, but it's improved and causing this. And Liam Jones, if he can stay injury free, there was that stat I don't think he had a goal kicked on him for the first X amount of games. Like, mate, he's good.
Free hit too.
He's good.
Came in as a free hit.
It's
right?
amazing world to think he didn't play last year because he didn't have a jab.
Yeah. Things changed very quickly.
Yeah.
That was the rest of my list. Have we gone through? Well, I don't think we've done Collingwood.
We haven't done Collingwood, no.
What is going on at Collingwood? So this is the biggest injury. I was sitting there reflecting on it. Like a lot of stuff just gets by my brain with a met these days. But I had a double take on the Nick Dacos injury. I think in terms of significant injuries to like star players at the wrong time of the year, I can't remember too many around that I thought would have as big an impact
Did
as
we lose
this.
Hodge for a prelim? I think we lost Hodgie for a prelim.
Yeah, but
once.
that's the one. I'm thinking about like an extended period.
I don't
of
think it's
time.
that bad.
You don't think it's big? What? So he'll be back.
I
for
think the
finals.
story's bigger that he's going to miss out in the Brownlow, maybe. That's the story.
Yeah, okay.
Him missing 3 weeks at the back end, plus a bye, there's 4.
Yep.
Is he back for the first week of finals? Who cares? They've got a second chance. Not who cares. You obviously want to win the first final. You don't risk the kid.
but it's not. At the
He's
end of
certainly
the
back
world.
for second week of finals.
Yeah,
If Collingwood aren't good enough they're bloody good, mate.
they are good.
John, Dacos is obviously a massive part of
They
it.
got jumped on the weekend, but they will then figure that out, right?
But that was good. I enjoyed Hawthorn's pressure, and I'm a Hawthorn truther, obviously.
Yeah.
Their pressure was finals pressure. And I reckon it's a good little wake-up call for a few of the Collingwood players to go, oh, shit, right over the game does go up another level.
Yep.
Yeah, you'd rather Nick Dacos play, but if he's back, it's still 4 weeks from first final with that bye
Is
in
it?
there. Well, 3 games plus the
And then
bye.
the bye. Jesus.
So, John, man, he might even be right. Who knows? But I think they've got enough cover.
Why is there not some content during the bye? Like,
why is there a
actual
bye?
football content. Why is there a bye? I don't know.
If you want the bye, get rid of the bye in the middle of the year.
Or just bring in that wild. Just give us something. Wildcard games, whatever. Whatever.
To be honest with you, I'm done with footy. Get to finals. I don't need a week off.
Port Adelaide's another one we haven't done.
Well, Port Adelaide hard to judge at the moment because they have got a lot of ins and outs with the injuries. The ruck situation's
Great
dire.
retro merch. You seen the pictures of retro merch?
Yeah,
Love it.
Who was Bergman? Who was the?
Chad Corns was there.
Yeah, I saw Chad
And
Hey, well, hang on.
Jazz Stewart.
So here's one for you. We all get so excited by the vintage gear.
Yeah.
Vintage Port Adelaide, we're pumped with the lightning bolt through the chest.
Yeah.
Fremantle,
The
we
three
love
stripes.
it. The traditional old wings with a bit of eagles on it.
Yep.
Love.
Got to go to the ochre at some stage, right? The orange, the ochre jumper.
What's that?
You don't remember this? It was like an orange and blue. It was disgusting.
Oh, okay.
Just disgusting enough.
But
that
there's
it'd be
probably
really good to
7
bring
or 8
back.
jumpers that we like the Bulldogs old school jumper was cool.
Yeah, the diamond one.
Why are we using them more than one game a week?
Well,
One
you just
game
said
a
bring
year.
it back. You bring it back. Look, I've thought this quite often that if Fremantle went back to their old jumper with the anchor, it was just a weird looking thing. It wouldn't be like it'd be great.
Mate, it'd be unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it's not like anything anyone else has. Like, why aren't we going with a bit
The
more
green,
outlandish
the
designs?
purple.
Yeah, the red. Like, it's weird.
Oh,
And it's
I'm all
excellent.
for it. I just don't why we don't dust these jumpers off more because the fans love them.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide, a lightning bolt, fans love it.
Just use it as an alternative strip.
Yeah, I don't get why if you've got the alt strip, why that's not used more than once a year.
Yeah, I'm agreed.
Sorry, Port Adelaide, not much there for you. Zach Butters was good again.
Done St Kilda, we've done Sydney. Richmond, I think this Marlon Pickett thing was an overreaction.
So
Bloke
what
was banned for
was
a
the
year.
story?
So the bloke reaches out and tapped his shoulder.
To say what?
I probably sprayed him, probably said, good luck in the upcoming case, my friend. Something like that.
Yeah,
Probably in those words.
if you want to do that, be good enough to play on the field.
Yeah, but I just, the ban, it
If
just
it was-
wasn't,
if-
I feel like it was an overreaction.
If it was just a pat on the back and
yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting
I
at. Like,
wouldn't mind
what's the line?
I wouldn't mind the context of if something was said because if it's just a pat on the back,
Yeah,
we
are we,
see it-
are we
we see
banning
it-
people from being
we
pats
see it
on the
once
back?
around
Yeah.
where someone's on the boundary line. And
The
someone
bloke who
gives a
hugged
pat.
James Hird, you can't come back to the footy for
Well, there was
2
a high
years.
five the other week I saw that was cool.
Yeah.
Some young kid jagged one and went bang in the crowd. The context is everything. I don't know what was said. If something was said, because he could have turned around and punched him square in the face.
Well,
Then what do
yeah.
we say? Then we say,
Oh,
well, he shouldn't have said that. Like, just don't do it, and then you're not going to get punched square in the face.
Yeah, I just thought the whole banning for it till the end of 2024. It's just, I felt like an overreaction.
How's he get policed anyway?
Well, yeah, also.
He'll go to 15 games next year and have
Why-
the time of his life.
Buy a child's restricted viewing ticket and just scan through the thing.
Just turn up and buy a ticket. What,
Yeah.
you reckon Martha on the door knows everyone's
that's
banned?
that bloke.
Yeah.
That's Jim.
That's old Patter.
Yeah, we got your picture here, mate. You're not getting in.
Nah,
And Hawthorne, that's us done.
done. Well, there you go.
What do you think about that, Rhino?
Yes, I agree.
He agrees.
Yeah,
he agrees.
All right, well, given there's no Rhino, we'll skip over the Owlmans for the week as well.
Well, I just want to put Shuey in there and I want to put Sicily in there.
Oh, so you want to do it?
Nah, that's
Sicily?
it. That's I don't really mind whether you play it officially or not. I'm just telling you that's what's happening.
That's the ones going on the line.
What about those fools who were sitting at the presser trying to speak to Shuey and we had him live?
They're all repeating the same quotes.
The game's too easy.
This has been the Hardball Gets AFL show, proudly brought to you by the Mazda BT50. You do you. See you next time.